So you're probably wondering why I haven't uploaded for the past couple of months. And the truth is, I've been out fighting sharks and destroying robots defending the planet. Or alternatively, I've been really busy and got a little bit lazy and sidetracked, and so I haven't managed to get around to recording anything, which I do apologise for, but I'm back on the horse and I'm going to try and recreate that habit of recording a video every week now for you guys. So on the topic of recording a video, today's video is all about career fulfillment and picking the right career for you. Now, as a modern society, it's been decided that a third of our waking lives, for roughly 40 to 50 years, should be spent doing a job that, if you're not careful, will just be something that you hate. And it's not good hating a third of your life, given that another third of it is spent asleep. So finding the right job is something crucial, or at least finding a job that ticks your boxes and makes you motivated, or leaves you with more energy, rather than just being something that drains you and leaves you exasperated at the end of the day. Unfortunately, finding the right job for you is one of the hardest things you can do. I don't preach to have found the right job. I've tried 2 different career streams, and so far I can't exactly guarantee that they're right for me, but each time I'm trying to improve. But let me go through some top tips that I've learnt about to try and help you find the right career for you. So step 1 of finding the right career is to find what makes you tick. Now, the easiest way to do this is focus on personal development. This sounds pretty obvious, right? The only way to find out what you actually like is to ignore what other people want and just focus on yourself. But it's really difficult to implement in person. We find that it's far too easy to make excuses to put our feelings or what we want to do aside in order to please others. So no matter what it is that you want to do in your spare time, whether it's traveling, watching Netflix, learning a new skill, developing a YouTube channel, make sure you're being selfish with what you do, especially when you're young. I can't advocate enough finding something you're passionate about in your spare time and really pursuing it, because it builds a skill set and it also lets you know what things make you tick. What things are you able to do over and over and over again without feeling burnt out or the need to stop? A good way to think about this is to put it into 3 questions. What gets you out of bed in the morning? What do you do when nobody else is around? And what do you like doing when you're on holiday? Now, for me personally, the question about what you like doing when you're on holiday is the most poignant, because at the end of the day, this is what people strive for. Retirement is viewed as basically an extended holiday. If you figure out what you like doing in your holiday, then you can make your retirement into your career. You can find something that will satisfy you throughout the longevity of your life. So think about what you would do if you were on holiday and you didn't have to do the things your parents asked you to do or your friends asked you to do, and you had complete control on what you would do. Now, the second step is to set goals. I suggest setting 3-month, 6-month, 12-month, 5-year and 10-year goals. Now, obviously, your 5-year and 10-year goal is not going to be the most detailed plan. You can't predict what's going to happen in 10 years' time. You can't say, in 10 years' time, I want to have made partner of this company, or I want to be CEO of this company. But what you can do is set out what your life might look like if your career is successful in the way you want it to be. So whether that's having control of your own holidays, or being able to dictate how much you earn based on a commission basis, or just through running your own business. Set goals in the long term that you can break down into shorter, more actionable chunks. And speaking of those actionable chunks, that's what the 3-month and 6-month targets are for. Because those are shorter timescales, in order to achieve those, you have to do something about it now. If you want to achieve something in 3 months' time, like, for example, losing 5 kilograms of weight, then you need to start acting now. There's no use waiting till the week before. And it's the same thing when it comes to career and aspirations on the career side. You need to put into place things you can action now in order to help you achieve your goal. At the end of the day, it feels like you're actually doing something once you've got a goal and you start working for it. And step 3, which I think is one of the most important steps, and is really the purpose of the title of this video, is the career fulfillment equation. So the career fulfillment equation is your skills, plus your passions, plus your impact, divided by your environment. And if you get all those things right, you'll be thriving. Now, one thing that's really interesting to note about this is that if you look at the equation, the top row, the numerator, is all addition, and the bottom row is obviously division. Well, one thing that's known in maths is that division is significantly more powerful than addition, So this means that the king when it comes to your career is the environment you want to be in. So that's one thing you really need to reflect on. Do you want to be in a startup, in a well-founded company? Do you want to found your own business? Do you want to have freedom of travel, freedom of working hours? What field is your work going to be in, and will that impact the environment? All of these things need to come into your consideration when you're thinking about the environment. And so I find the best way to complete a fair allocation of this equation is to go back to those first 2 questions that I had and score things out of 10. So you may notice that actually those 2 questions answer the top row of the equation pretty well. By finding out what makes you tick, you're finding out what skills you have and where your passion lies. At the end of the day, the things that you want to do in your free time are most likely going to be either things you're good at or things you're willing to learn. So that's skills that you can tangibly put down and start scoring out of 10. How important is that skill to me? If a job didn't have X or didn't have Y, would it matter? Similarly, you can apply the same with your passion. I'm passionate about sport, I'm passionate about the environment. Does my career need to have this? If it does, score it highly, give it a 9 or a 10. If it doesn't, score it low. And then the second step of setting goals defines your impact. In order to achieve your goals, you must have an impact on the world or on the company in a certain way. So reflect on your goals and think about what impact you can draw from those. Once you have those defined and you've thought about your environment and scored them all out of 10, plug the numbers in and then compare different possible scenarios of work and figure out what comes out with the highest score for you. One of the key considerations for environment is how you work best. Are you best in a team? Do you like working alone? Are you somebody who likes studying in silence or needs noise and communication in order to develop? All of these things play into the environment and will dictate and close or open various doors in the career world. However, there is one distinct limitation of this equation. You'll notice that the answer to this equation is thriving. It's not happiness. And this is something that plays into a completely different side of life. You can be incredibly successful in your career and still not be happy, which is why I advocate taking this equation with a pinch of salt and consider also how much free time you get, and consider also your own health and prioritize your mental well-being and physical well-being. If a job sounds fantastic and like you'd thrive in it, but 6 months in, it's just not living up to the standard of what you thought it would be, prioritize your health and your well-being and get yourself on the road to finding a new job, or at least put steps in place to improve. Another option you have is to evaluate the type of life that you want to live. Do you want to work 30 years and then go into retirement, or 40 years and go into retirement? Or would you like to live more like the 4-hour work week, and in which case, give yourself mini breaks and mini retirements every 1 to 2 years? All of these are things you need to consider, and if you write them out, you'll find very quickly that some of them resonate more soundly with you than others, and this will help inform your decision. And step 4, which is the final and most significant step, is give it a go. Just go out into the world and get a job once you've decided that you think it will be a fit for you. You might be completely wrong. Companies can appear fantastic from the outside and be terrible from the inside. Companies can also appear terrible from the outside and be fantastic on the inside. There's no way really of knowing without trying. I put myself under so much pressure to find the right career at 18 when I chose my degree, to find the right career at 21 when I chose my placement year, to find the right career at 24 when I started my graduate job. But realistically, you're probably not going to get it right in your first 2 or 3 tries. I know I certainly haven't found the perfect career for me, but that's fine. So long as you take something from each opportunity and each new career that moves you forwards, that's all that you can ask for. The most important thing you can do once you have a job is to reflect on that career equation and figure out which boxes does this tick, where am I scoring highly and where am I not scoring as high, so that you can then look for similar traits in work or dissimilar traits in different career opportunities in the future. But overall, finding and having a career is difficult, but it's likely to be a very long period of your life. So really, changing jobs 10 times in 10 years, in the first 10 years of your career, may not be the best for building long-term wealth, but it means that you'll actually be able to work long-term and you'll be a lot happier than if you just stuck with a job that you didn't like in the first place for 10 years. That's everything for today's video. I really hope you did learn something. Let me know what you think of the career fulfillment equation in the comment section down below. As always, like and subscribe if you are new around here, and I'll see you in the next video.